What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Real Deal Sports. Usual guys here. Myself, Big Walt, Brother John. Gentlemen, what's going on?
Not much, man. It's been a busy week in NFL, man. Teams moving up and down. The Raiders getting a win. All kinds of stuff. Hey, you know what? Hey, no. Wait. Let me just get off my chest. Like, of that play that the Bears ran to end that game is the worst version of that play I have ever seen in my life. That was terrible. There were dudes literally just turning around and throwing it to nobody twice, maybe 3 times. I think there might have been 4 fumbles on that play. What the heck? That was the worst version of that play I've ever seen. I don't think the Bears have ever practiced that play once.
Maybe not.
They tried, man. They just trying to win the game.
Yeah. I don't know that they were, man. I don't know that they were. That was bad. Real bad. So, other than that, it was an interesting week in football.
Yeah, I'm good, though. Like you said, interesting week in football. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good mood, even though we got the L this week. But, it's all good. I got wins in other places.
True.
What about you? You asking us? What about you?
Man, weekend was good, man. No complaints, man. Bears lost.
Birthday boy! Yeah. Related. Sorry.
Yesterday. Yep. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you gotta give a shout out for that. You know what I'm saying? Birthday boy. You ain't tell us how old you is. I'm sure you ain't getting no younger, but you know what I'm saying? Nah, for real though, Nico is the youngest out of all of us, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking my mess. For real.
What did the lady do for your birthday yesterday? Or are you celebrating it later on?
No, we did a lot. We was out. Just put it that way. We was out. Did some shopping. So it was good. No complaints.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your birthday, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, my guy.
Yes, sir.
So while we're on a good topic, it was also a good day for somebody yesterday. Kenny Pickett is now the official quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is QB1 now.
So we're calling that a good day for him? Is that what
yeah, you played. Right. You got in and produced, didn't you?
Okay, I wasn't sure how we were clarifying that
and
the day that happened.
Although
they did lose, but okay.
They did, but he led them to a comeback, although they lost. But hey, just getting in there. That's all rookies want. They just want that shot. Some have to wait longer than others, a la Aaron Rodgers. But hey, it happened. He was able to play yesterday, although they lost. He didn't look too bad from what I could see from the highlights. He had been paying attention and study, and he's been really taking his job serious like he should. He wasn't just I ain't gonna start. He got in and did all right. So what's your take on the Walt, since that's your division rival?
I mean, I guess the real question is, is he going to actually be the starter now? I guess now that he replaced Mitch after halftime. So, honestly, I would have to say yes. I mean, I hate to say it, but Mitch is still struggling for some reason. I don't know. I mean, what's the problem? I don't know if he's having some issues with, trying to develop in the NFL or whatever. But for some reason, he's still, I don't know. He's still struggling. So, I mean, honestly, we all seen this coming, but I'm just not sure if we've seen it coming this soon, I should say. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, for him and his debut, I should say it wasn't bad. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns, two rushing touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. And like Nico said, they almost did come back and beat the Jets or whatever. But me on a personal note, I'm kind of glad they didn't. So, I mean, in his debut after halftime, I actually want to see in his debut after halftime, it was okay, but I actually want to see him in a full game, you know what I'm saying? See what exactly he can do, for full four quarters.
John?
Not to be too hard on the Bears today, but they never developed this guy as a quarterback, which they should have. But hang on. Yeah, just let me write out. But I don't think Pittsburgh has any major plans to make this guy the quarterback of their future. So they have no major plans to develop this. Mitch, talking about Mitch.
Oh, I'm like, what?
Right.
They drafted him in the first round.
So Chicago never developed Mitch at all. I don't think Pittsburgh has plans to develop Mitch because they don't see him as their guy. So I agree with Walt on this. I don't think he's learned the game of the NFL. We talk about all the time. You can know football, but do you know NFL? And I don't think these guys have brought him along, and I don't think anyone plans to. That being said, I guess I also want to know what the definition of a comeback is because he came into the game down 4 and he lost by 4, so I'm not sure what a comeback is. But he didn't lose by more points than he came in, I guess.
Let's be honest, it could have got worse. He could have threw 3 pick sixes and it go from 4 to 24.
I mean, he did throw 3 picks, I guess, right. We're lucky his offensive players can tackle the player, so they weren't.
Exactly.
Okay. But, yes, Kenny Pickett is the guy from now on. You cannot put Mitch back in at this point. Like, you made this decision. You got to ride with it. It's funny because people were asking Tomlin, like, 2 quarters before Pickett came in, they were asking Tomlin, are you still going to play Mitch or is it time to make a change? And Tomlin goes, no, man, he's our guy. We're riding with Mitch. And then 2 quarters later, he's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he's not our guy no more. Like, but I feel like you got to stick with it. That's my personal opinion.
No, I mean, it's the same situation with Justin last year. Once you go with the rookie.
Justin Fields, for those who
Yeah, Justin Fields. When you go with him, and that's really every team with a starting quarterback. If you go with the rookie, you got to stay there because you can't keep flip-flopping because it's like, bro, y'all don't even know what you're doing at this point. So,
in a Trey Lance situation where he gets hurt, I don't even know if I'd bring Mitch back in. I'd probably bring Rudolph back in. Like, I can't tell my team, like, this is our guy if this guy – like, I'm just like, no, you know what? We're moving on from Mitch. We'll see if we can get trade for him. But, I just –
yeah, I really do think, Mitch needs to definitely take some time. And I'm not sure who's the actual QB coach over there in Pittsburgh, but I just really feel like he needs to find him a good QB coach who could actually sit him down and actually develop him and study as much game tape or whatever he needs to do to try to learn as much about the, NFL, the game as much as possible, because it's just like his developing and him sitting on the sideline and, him being behind, others is still not working. So, I mean, I just feel like there needs to be other steps that he might need to take to possibly so he can become a starter in the NFL. Because, I mean, I'm not saying he don't have the potential, but it was just, just over these last years, we seen what he did. I think it was his rookie year or second year with the Bears. I think they 12-3 or something like that. But I mean, we all know that was mostly 12-4. Sorry. Yeah, but we all know that was mostly with the defense. But I mean, we can see what he can do with a defensive, team. So I mean, I just really feel like he needs to just take some time and just find him a good QB coach that will help him more with the in the game of football, I should say.
But to that point, I think hindsight 2020. I think he should have stayed in Buffalo. That you were learning from Dayball and Josh Allen and even Ken Dorsey, who is now the offensive coordinator. I think he was really learning how to be a quarterback. Although learning from Josh Allen, he running in the linebackers. Story for another day. But I think that was just the best time that he learned to actually be a quarterback. And if I was him, I wouldn't be too pressed about staying in Pittsburgh I would try to find my way back to Buffalo, and like Walt say, or I think one of y'all, just learn the position. Just learn the position. Even if you are Josh Allen's backup for 2 to 3 years, at least you're getting better. So when it is your time to start, you're well aware.
Yeah, I think this kid still has potential in the NFL. I think there's worse quarterbacks out there on benches than him. But is he a starter? I don't. I'm not as that right now. But I think he's still better than Mason Rudolph. But I'm just saying with that situation, like once you move on, I feel like you should move on. But I think unless he finds a team like the Giants where they're like, you know what, we're gonna ride with Daniel Jones no matter how much the fans hate it until we develop this guy, or until we get, until we're able to trade for a quarterback that we really want, right? Or get some in the draft. But until then, we're not just gonna go shop quarterbacks every couple of years. So we're gonna develop Daniel Jones, and that's what the Giants have been doing. So he either needs to find a situation like that, or become a journeyman. Be that guy who can come off the bench like a Ryan Fitzpatrick and a Nick Foles and win key playoff games, or not, or key games to get to the playoffs while your starter is injured. But I mean, he still has potential in this league for sure. He's just not good enough to start for the Pittsburgh right now.
I hate to use Dallas as an example, but follow Cooper Kupp's. I mean, sorry, not Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush's, footsteps. You know what I'm saying? He sat on the bench for, them years, and now he's got a chance in Dallas, and he's got a 4-0 start. So I mean, I'm not saying that he could pull that off, but I'm just saying just kind of like take the steps that he took.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's one of those wait and see. But wish the best of luck to him. For the rest of his career, because
especially being an Ohio man too. You from Inter, man.
Yeah,
that's one of my hometown. I graduated from Inter, so I hope for the best.
That's why he ain't playing.
This boy, you got something to say, boy. It's cool. That's why. It's cool.
In other news, DK Metcalf was carted under his own will to the locker room yesterday during the Lions versus Seahawks game because he had to go to the bathroom. That's the best way to put it. He had to use the bathroom.
I don't know. Hang on. I actually think the way he put it was the best. He said that clinch walk wouldn't have made it. I think that's the best way to put it right there.
Hey,
you deserve that right, man.
But Nico did bring up a good point when we was off air, though. Go ahead and tell him what you were saying, though. Like it will be kind of hard to pick what you eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I was saying, like really, what can you eat before the game? Like think about the Super Bowl, for instance. What are you eating before the Super Bowl that won't back you up in the middle of the game?
Yeah, because this ain't really the first instance. Because I think Lamar Jackson had something like this last year too. I think.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Browns, unfortunately, I think.
Yes, it was, and yes, sir. So
Monday
night game, something like that.
Yeah,
I think my wife watches these survival shows, and I don't know what they eat, but those them bears, when they go into hibernation, they eat stuff to kind of beaver dam their butt so they don't just sit there in their own poop all year when they're hibernating or whatever. I don't know what they eat.
You're saying the best thing is to eat bread, water and bread. Got it.
No, I'm sure they're eating like sticks and shrubs and stuff. They're creating like a beaver dam in their butt.
Ain't nobody eating no sticks. Hey, just eat
I
a
don't
loaf
know.
of bread.
I don't watch your shows.
Eat a loaf of bread and a thing of water, and you'll be fine.
If the apocalypse hits,
they only got the porta potties where you could just pee in right on the sidelines, right? I think that's the only thing.
I don't even think they have those because sometimes I've seen videos where like the trainer got to hold the towel up while they pee. They on one knee and they peeing. It's like
I guess you got to probably have that money to have that. Probably I don't know. I forgot which stadium I seen that in though.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Everyone on Seattle's offense deserve that ride if they need it. That defense though, they can walk. I'm just sorry. Everyone on the defense, Detroit and Seattle's defense can walk. They got to take that long walk.
That's the thing about Detroit. They can't stop nobody, but they can score. They can score. They can score with anybody.
But we talked about this on the show. We were laughing because we were like, "What is this going to be the first time Seattle scores 40?"
Man,
that's crazy.
Damn, John.
I'm down, buddy. Not just playing, but no, he was right though. I think John did say that though. I think he was like, I wouldn't be surprised if Seahawks did score 40 though. But it's just out of all the games though, I wasn't expecting that one to be 40 plus game, honestly. But
that might, I ain't gonna lie, that's a game I might go see. I might go look for it on YouTube and watch.
Yeah,
the way the score was, it's like, bro, this was a good game. No defense, but it was a good game.
Hella offense.
But what does that say about, like Denver, people who scored like 17 points on Seattle? I mean, it's a rough situation. I don't know, man. We'll talk about that later.
I don't even want to talk about Denver right now.
That's the first game of the year. Juices are flowing. You at home.
But to this point, Geno has outperformed Russell Wilson. More yards, touchdowns, accuracy 77% to like 61 or something. It's just Geno.
Denver's dealing with injuries.
Well, we just talked about with Mitch, right? It's wait for that time. Find that spot where
Denver just lost their starting running back for the season, so that doesn't help anymore. It's only the fourth game. It's like, God, dog, can I catch a break?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a rough start for Mr. Russell Wilson right now. Somebody who I picked to be MVP, but
I don't normally bring up other analysts on this show, but I also don't think anyone could have described Carolina better than what Skip Bayless described them this week. I mean, he said, everyone say it with me, they are trash.
What?
Baker is playing.
I gotta rewatch that because I believe that.
That coach.
All you gotta do is YouTube it. You go right.
I'm just saying. I missed that.
Guys, the link. He went off on them, and normally you'd hear like a skip from the other side of the table. Nah, it was just nothing but agreement. Like
Shannon probably was in shock too. Like, damn.
Wow, Skip actually
saw the same game yesterday. All right, but
Skip actually confessed to saying that the Panthers was trash.
But there's so much defending you can do.
So Carolina came in ranked number 32 in the league. So I'm not going to hold everything to Baker, but at some point you have to have a good game. I mean, at some point, and it just hasn't happened. And so, but it goes past Baker. I mean, that coaching staff is.
I'm gonna raise my hand on this. So, is it fair to say that Cleveland made a good move then?
I mean, you got Deshaun Watson.
I mean, I'm just saying it's just because it's just a lot of we even have some people here in Cleveland that hate the fact that we moved on from Baker, which makes no sense.
I'm not gonna lie though, y'all do be out of place with them props and them posters and stuff that some of them fans be having. Like, bro,
look, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You feel me?
Wow.
I'm a humble fan. You feel me?
No, I'm saying like,
you know what I'm saying?
They need massages. I'm like, what?
Look, that's what I'm saying. Look, they crazy. You know what I'm saying? These people here in Cleveland is crazy as hell. I'm trying to tell you, man. But
my thing is,
come on, that's
that don't represent me though. You feel me? Like,
that's the problem. Is like media and us too, sure. But like I'm just saying, like people give attention to like the 1% all the time. That is not 99% of Cleveland. But it's always one dude standing out there with a giant sign.
It's attention seekers.
Nobody else. And all the cameras find that guy.
Attention seekers. That's all it is. They do that.
Don't find them. They be looking for them.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
They definitely
be looking. They're like, somebody got to be dumb enough to do something out here. Somebody. It got to be one. But speaking of dumb decisions, the Miami Dolphins have officially fired one of the doctors that cleared Tua to continue playing. If not, I want to say it was the Sunday game against the Bills when he suffered his first concussion. Honestly, I feel like they did that to save themselves because I really don't just see a doctor clearing someone to do something unless they're persuaded. Like, hey, this is a tight game. We 2-0. We gotta win this. Seedings, things like that. I just don't see a doctor doing that unless, I ain't gonna say it was bribed, but I think somebody put a bug in his ear. Hey, go ahead, clear him. We'll worry about this when the season over, and then my man take another slam, and you know, then he all messed up on Thursday night in front of the world. So it sparked conversation, but I think it's a cover up. I think this is gonna go deeper than what it is right now, and I think that doctor, should take the proper, legal precautions if he was persuaded to not list him as a concussion. Because at that point, if you do, he's out for that game. Then you got to go through protocol. You know, telling how long that take. Hell, Hunter Renfrow ain't played the last 2 games after he suffered his concussion against the Cardinals. So, and that's a receiver. A quarterback, you got to take a lot more time with them because, they got to know everybody's position and things like that. So, what's your take on it, John?
I agree and disagree, right? So there's, like you said, right? There's a cover up. There's always one person who just gets blamed, like, it was this guy, right? Chernobyl happens, hundreds of thousands of people. I don't know how many, but you know what I mean. A lot of people get sick, and they're like, this one guy pulled the wrong lever. It's like, really? You don't think there was maybe some other things that might have gone that led to whatever? It's the same thing, right? Everything. There's multiple people involved. So I will say, I will defend Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel, the head coach, doesn't make that decision whether the guy plays or not. But also the neurologist doesn't make that decision. The neurologist, all he says is concussion or not concussion. Like he can say, listen, I don't think he has a concussion, but I also don't think he should play, right? But he
that's
doesn't
what
have
I'm
that,
saying.
But he doesn't have that decision.
But to my point, like I said, I don't see a doctor signing off on this. And you clearly see my man is concussed, or
but I mean, if he wasn't clearly concussed, I can see him signing off on saying he's not clearly concussed. But when it comes to whether he plays or not, he has no say in that. So I think he could have easily said he's not concussed. I just think they should have had a second opinion. That's my point.
I do feel like the coach do have some type of say so, especially me being a head coach. I'm just saying, like, if I'm a head coach and I see my players stumbling on the field or whatever, I'm going to make that call to pull them, regardless of what the doctor say. I mean, me just thinking off top, okay, I'm like, okay, that's some type of head injury if he's stumbling like that. I do feel like the head coach could and should make that call, though. I mean, that's just me personally because you're around that player all the time, so you should know how he is and how he plays. And if you see him, like I said, stumbling on the field, you got to know something's wrong, regardless.
But the coach doesn't have that. Like, and some coaches don't. No coaches have that. No coaches get the decision whether they play or not. But some coaches have the pull where they can say, your Belichick's, your Tomlin's, your whatever, your Andy Reid's, right? They can say, hey, you know what? I know I can't say he has to play, but you got to put my guy in the game, right? And they might be able to get away with it. I'm not saying they would. This is not a saying they would thing, but I'm just saying Mike McDaniel doesn't make that decision, and he doesn't have that kind of pull. So there's no chance this falls back on Mike McDaniel for me. So, I mean, he's a first-year coach. Like, this dude is not trying to screw it up for a game 3. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying it's going to fall back on. All I'm just saying is I feel like he could have possibly been more.
He can say he doesn't play, but I'm just saying I don't think there was any chance where Mike McDaniel said, no, I need my guy. Now, we can sit here and say, yeah, he probably should have said, you know what, I didn't like what I saw. I'm not going to play him. He does have that decision to make, but I don't think Mike McDaniel stuck his neck out to try to risk Tua's. I just don't believe he'd do that in game 3. That's a personal opinion, but also he just doesn't have that kind of pull anyways. So I think this falls more on the GM and stuff. And I agree to Nico's point. Like I said, I think there's a little bit of a cover up. I mean, it's just, on the GM.
Fall guy in all situations. There's somebody, hey, it was his fault. He did it. Let's move forward. But like to Walt's point though, Mike McDaniels had to do, had something to do with it. Because if you think about it, who's the only person they asked about injuries in post game or pre game before the game, or the weekly uh, media, media pickup, whatever. It's the coach. So I think, like I say, I can't see a doctor signing off on he is not concussed unless somebody put a bug in his ear, gave him some money. I don't know. Let's be honest. Miami was just in the news for the Brian Flores thing. Hey, we'll pay you to lose games. Who's to say they ain't paying neurologists? Hey, don't say he got a concussion. We'll handle that after the game.
That's a good point.
And let's be honest.
No, that's what I'm saying, right? All that, but I can't see how that ties to Mike. I will, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of wish they would have had that doctor check him again and see if he cleared him for this week. Because if he cleared him for this week, I'd be like, yeah, this dude shouldn't be anywhere near.
Well, no, you can't. Oh, no, you ain't gonna clear him for this week after that hit he took.
I'm just saying, if that doctor clears him again, then we got a real issue. But I think there should have been. I think once you have something that goes, especially when the whole world, whoever's watching saw it, you have to be like, you know what, let's get a second opinion. Let's get a third opinion. Because what we saw, there's an eye test that, sure, I know you're telling me these things, everything lines up, but, and the NFL even came out and said that, according to what they've seen, he didn't have a concussion. So I don't know what the NFL, but the Players Association is the one who let this guy go because he didn't represent the NFL. He represented the Players Association. And I think the Dolphins trainer also cleared him. So I think they should have had I guess two opinions. At some point, what do you have, 7 opinions? But I mean, I don't know. I think something that crazy that we saw has to have a third opinion, I feel. But
yeah, I agree. I agree. But it's one of them things. You know the saying, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall in that room. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall during that halftime, that Buffalo game, and also after that Buffalo game. Because it's like, y'all saw the same hit we saw. Y'all, you were right there. They even had to stop the game because my man was stumbling. Like, what really can you say to be like, all right, yeah, he's good to go on 3 days worth of rest? Yeah, let him play Thursday.
Yeah. I didn't even. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say now that listening to y'all, I mean, it's just kind of crazy because it's just like now I wonder, like, since that Miami kind of gave up the doctor and the trainer, is it the NFL going to stop investigating? Because I don't feel like they should stop investigating, what really happened. But I mean, I just hope that the NFL still keeps digging kind of deep into this. What I'm trying to say is because I just feel like the whole. Like y'all saying, this is not the whole story. I just feel like it could possibly. I feel like it is a possible cover because I feel like a doctor. I'm sure he's not the only one that cleared that guy. So I feel like it has to be much deeper than just, oh yeah, the doctor was like, oh yeah, go ahead, go back out there and start throwing that football around. No, I'm sure he did, but I'm sure somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like John said, it had to be multiple people to clear them. So I just hope that the NFL don't stop investigating this, and I hope they do dig a little bit deeper.
Yeah,
100%. Because, like I say, man, I've talked to people that have had concussions, and they say it's like a migraine. It's a 3-day migraine. So you can't tell me he wasn't a little woozy or something after that game, then that Monday after, and even that Tuesday and Wednesday before the game. It had to be something like, bro, you got to be sensitive to light or large, loud noise. It's something. You can't just go from that to, no, I'm good. I'm fine. Like, no, you ain't. You're just stumbling. Like you was drunk. We had to stop the game because you were stumbling all over the place. So it's like,
yeah, I didn't even think either. I mean, the 2 hits were hard, but they were hard hits. But I didn't think either of them were crazy hits. But it was the after effect, the stumbling, the hands, all that. With the hands, the second game. But I mean, the stumbling in the first one, like that was a clear sign to me. But yeah, I'm with you.
But you got to think. I'm sure you've been pushed to something playing basketball, and you hit your head on that hardwood floor because you ain't able to brace yourself. I mean, we've all done it. You've hit your head on something, and you like, God dang. And you got to think, that was out of both times were out of his control. One of them he was pushed, the other one he slammed. So you got to think your head is hitting that ground like that, and it's the floor. It doesn't give. So it gotta be something was wrong with my man after one of those hits. It gotta be.
Agree.
So for you to just be like, no, I'm good. It's like, bro, you're lying. I'm gonna save you from yourself because you gotta be lying.
Yeah. At the end of the day, man, I pray for the best for Tua. And hopefully, everything can work out for him to have a speedy recovery. But yeah, he definitely does need to take some time off because, like I said, 2 weeks of concussions, and John, like of course he knows he's had concussions and stuff. Me personally, I haven't had one. So I'm be honest with you. So I don't really know exactly how it feels, but I'm sure it's not the greatest feeling in the world. So
true. And before we go, congratulations to Walt. He's the winner for week 4.
Oh, we doing that right now?
Well, we can. This is the first time we can claim it.
Well,
right? This is the first one we can claim ahead of time. I mean, it don't matter if you win or lose tonight. You whoop the socks
off. As a champion.
Hey, honestly though, this might be the best record y'all gonna see. John ain't gonna put it up. Yeah, he might put it up on whenever next time we on here. But I think I'm 12-3 right now.
Oh, here he go with that bull.
12-3. This might be the best record I'm going to see all year. I'm just letting y'all know. It might be 13-3 tonight if the Rams can pull it off tonight for me. So
that boy gave the Browns their first ever champion. Look at that.
Hey, real quick. Before we wrap, I'm not gonna say who, but there was a guy on, TV talking about, when you have a concussion, you don't know you have a concussion. Or sorry, he said when you get knocked out, you don't know you got knocked out. You just think, I can hop up and play. I'm like, I've been knocked out about 6-7 times in my life. Every single time I knew I got knocked out. I didn't know how long I was. Hang on. I didn't know how long I was out. I didn't know what I did when I was out. A lot of times I was like, oh, did I make myself look like a fool? Whatever. What would I do? But every single time I knew I was out. Like I knew I was standing up a second ago. And now I'm on my bed. Why am I on my bed?
To that point, though, what is the first thing you tried to do as soon as you realized you were on the floor?
Get up and play. I'm gonna get up.
Exactly.
Right, but I'm saying, but to his point, he said you don't know you got knocked out. I'm like,
no, you might not realize it because you're like, oh, I'm on the ground, so I'm trying to get back up.
No, that's the only reason he thinks he didn't get knocked out is because he's in denial. He's like, no, I didn't get knocked out. That's the only reason, and now he's convinced himself that he.
But you try to get up to show how like I'm good. I'm good. You try to get up quick.
I agree, but you know you got knocked out.
Straight, like no,
you know you got knocked out. You might not know if you were out 10 seconds or 10 minutes, but you got knocked out. Stop pretending like you don't know.
Hey, take a breather. You just got knocked out. No, I'm good. No, you're not.
You got knocked out.
Baby.
Yeah, that's called denial. You know.
Think about boxers. Think about
boxers. But you know in your head. You might be lying and saying you didn't get knocked out, but you know you got knocked out.
You know what? Do you watch? No, I'm about to give you an example. Do you watch boxing like on a consistent basis?
I watch my favorite boxers.
Because it was a recent fight with Tank Davis, and he fought this guy named Rolly Romero. Rolly got caught. The first thing Rolly tried to do was get up. I
agree. I agree with you on all that, but you know you got knocked out is what I'm saying. You know it happened.
But I'm saying it's a man.
I know. I'm just saying
this trying to get back up to show you I'm good.
This former linebacker tried to come on and say that you don't know if you got knocked out or not. I'm like, stop that. You know you lying to everyone if you think you didn't get knocked out. Like you know you did. But anyway,
I don't think so.
All right, it's time to go.
No,
it's time to go.
You might know it, but you ain't gonna admit it. Put it.
Okay. That's all lying though.
I'm sure somebody will. A real humble person will admit when they got knocked out. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah.
But of course, somebody's delusional. I'm like, oh no, man, I ain't getting knocked out.
We all see it, and he'd be like, "No, I ain't getting knocked out. I slipped."
Yeah,
you got a video.
I'm like, you got me. You got me slipping. I'll get you next time, though. I got a concussion. You. No, I'm kidding.
All right, y'all. This has been Real Deal Sports. They've been arguing about getting knocked out when, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, you can't be getting knocked out. No, I'm just playing. But this has been Real Deal Sports.
It happens.
We appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Hope y'all enjoy the Monday Night Football game and enjoy me doing this when I got crowned tonight, this week's champ. But this your boy Big Walt.
Wasn't it Giannis who took the crown?
No,
it was LeBron. It was LeBron.
The original.
But when Giannis
I will admit though, this is totally off topic. I will admit, yes, Giannis is the best player in the NBA right now. I will admit that.
Hey, wait. I don't know if y'all know this, but his name means Antetokounmpo means the crown has returned. That's what it means. So that's what that is when he does it. It's not a shot at LeBron. It's what his name.
But yeah, I will admit that. Yes, Giannis is the best player in the NBA right now. Yes, like I said, this is your boy Big Watt. My boy Nico Suave over there. Happy related to my boy John, the hardest working man in show business. Like I said, we appreciate y'all joining us. Like, share, comment. You know what I'm saying? I think we gained a subscriber to 61. I think, if I'm not mistaken, let's go. We continually growing, and I love it. I don't care how slow it is, but we growing, and I love it. I don't care. We're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep staying consistent, and we're gonna keep giving y'all contact. Like I said, this has been Real Deal Sports. This your boy Walt. We out. Hey, we're thankful for the comments. Someone just actually commented, but we're thankful for the comments. Always in that order: comment, share, and then like. We got a special guest too. Oh, there you go.